Welcome to yet another journal entry. Before we start, a big round of applause for our new backers. The late pledge is now open, and it will stay like that until it transforms into a pledge manager. I would say it will be around April of 2026, about 2 months before we start shipping your rewards. There are no changes between the campaign and the late pledge. All the rewards are the same, the add-ons are the same, and even the prices are the same. This is the perfect opportunity to get in the project. Once the late pledge ends and it transforms into a pledge manager, you can be sure that the prices will not stay the same. So, dear backers, new and old, thank you once again for being a part of this project. And let me just give you a quick overview of where we are. The most of my focus is being spent on scenario, especially the first one, Shape of God. And it will finally transform a more or less simple tactical dungeon crawler to an adventure dungeon crawler. The demo files have been sent to a couple of playtesters. At this moment, I have only received one initial feedback, and the playtester loved the new scenario. But for a more detailed feedback, we will need to wait for them. Completing the first new scenario is of utmost importance. Before, I could give to the artist, even before I complete the scenario, already a brief of how to construct the illustrations. But now I can't do that because the layout is totally connected to the art. And that means all the blocks of lore text, of rule text, abilities need to be already defined, and only then can the artist take that and create art around that. So the creative process is much more complex. But in my opinion, it is the right direction, the right approach. Because of that, I first need to finish the scenario before giving it to the artist. And that's the main reason why I now focus solely on the scenarios. Beside new scenarios, I'm also working with one map tile designer to create new terrain cards. The idea is to have different environments, and for each environment, different layouts, and for each layout, different variations of it. Although I am pleased with 2 initial environments from the artist, I am not 100% sure about the whole concept. Let me try to explain you why. So the idea was to have 4x4 terrain cards that you place on one of the edge of the map tile, the new explored one. But 4x4 is quite limiting. So at this moment, I'm experimenting with expanding. So not to have 4x4, but 4x6. I do think with those additional map spaces, you can have much more variety. And the map tile is going to be altered in a much more significant way. Before, once you place a terrain on the corner, you will not affect the map tile edge. But with 4x6, you would do that. So give me a little bit more time with experimenting with both concepts. Another aspect of the project that I'm very pleased with how it's going is with the miniatures. Hopefully I have Mike to help me out with managing the artists and modelers in order to create the best possible miniatures that are going to be approved by the factory. At this point, we have about half of the models already in progress. The team is working tirelessly to create a perfect models for this Lovecraftian universe. I can show you the latest VIPs that I've just taken from Basecamp, just to see some of the models that we are working on or the models that are already completed. Remember that the most important metric for me are the approved and completed models. Regardless, we will have some beautiful pictures to show in the upcoming weeks, and especially of the painted miniatures on the map tiles, so you will definitely see them in its full glory. At the moment, my biggest concern is based on the idea that I had before, and that is with reworking the manual. I'm not sure that I will have time and energy to completely rework the manual. I do think that some of the sections can be rewritten and reorganized a little bit to make things more clear and to include more examples. But more on that later. The biggest focus is on scenarios so that the artists can work on it, so the playtesters can work on it, miniatures so there is no bottleneck with models, and then I will focus solely on the manual. Machina Arcana is evolving into a beautiful and interactive work of art. I can't wait to share it with you. But from tomorrow, Alexandra and myself will be traveling to Essen. This time, not as exhibitors, just visitors, lurking in the shadows, looking at other ideas from other board game designers, having a couple of meetings, of course, but most importantly, seeing you. If you see a guy with the Machina Arcana t-shirt, please don't be shy. Reach out. I will be honored to spend some time with you and listen to what you have to say. And also to hug Mikalis from Mob Vanguard, who saved my ass and procured tickets for Alexandra and myself. So, my dear explorers, I wish you all the best. And if you have any remarks, any feedback, any questions, you know where to find me. And for those of you who are gonna go to SPIEL, I hope to see you there.